Hey guys, really quick before we get into the tutorial, I just wanted to remind you that I'm doing a free 3-day online workshop for beauty bosses and fashion entrepreneurs, and I'm going to show you exactly how to grow your business and get more sales. So it's completely free, so make sure you just sign up and click the link in my description or go to donibrown.com/workshop. So right now what you're seeing is the view from my camera on my phone, and this is what it looks like when I'm taking pictures for my products. If you want a more detailed video on how I do this, there actually is a video that I posted like last year showing exactly how I did this. So you can either click the link in the description or I'll have it linked somewhere on this video. But beyond that, this is basically what I do. I just set up the product against a white background, and in that video I explain more of like how I'm doing this reflective look where you can see the product's reflection below it. And really this part should only take you a few minutes if you do it right, and a few minutes meaning like a few minutes per product, but really it's so easy, and it doesn't need to be perfect. You just need that white background and the reflection. If you don't want a reflection, you don't have to have a reflection, but that's what I like, so I put that there. And then now I'm going to show you exactly how I would edit this. So once I pick my favorites, I always go on my camera roll and favorite them so that I know which ones that I want to use and edit. Then I'm going to go to Facetune 2. I would just not recommend using Facetune 1. I always use Facetune 2. The quality just comes out better for some reason. But you don't have to pay for it, just do the free version. And on there, I'm just going to be using the whitening tool. And as you can see, I'm just whitening the background. And the first time you do the whitening tool, you're going to whiten everything around the object, okay? And you should get very comfortable with this tool because you're going to be using it a few more times to actually get the picture to look the way that we want it to look. But this is just the beginning, so do one layer and you can really zoom in and make sure that you're like, just getting all the corners. And I would say if your product has something white on it, like mine, like the, how the top is white, most of us would think, oh, let me run over that too. But I would say don't, because it's going to make your product look a little weird, and we can fix that in a minute. So just worry about making sure the background is white, okay? Do not run over your lids or any part of your packaging with the whitening tool, because it's just going to look weird, and we don't want that. We want it to look real and natural. The main thing that we want to make look fake is the background. Now, I am somebody that loves to use Photoshop, and to me, because I know how to use Photoshop, it's quicker to do it that way. But this is not going to take you very long either. It's just about a matter of resources and what you know how to use. So this is just an option for those that need a way to edit their photos in a professional way on their phones. But as you see, I'm zooming in and I'm making sure I'm getting all of the crevices. I hate that word, but I'm getting all of that and making sure that everything is right on the edge. Okay, so if I go too far, I'm erasing it, and then I'm going back in and zooming in and then filling in whatever I missed. You can also do this on Canva, but if you do this on Canva, they have a pro version. And when you have the pro version, you can click a button and it'll literally take out the background of anything. The only reason I don't like to do this specific thing with that tool is because it will take out that mirrored effect that we just created when we took the picture. It'll take out literally everything from around the product. So it's up to you. Some of you might not care to have that mirrored effect, but I realize that most of the high-end brands, why is my voice cracking? Most of the high-end brands that have product photos like this with the white background, they have that mirrored effect under it, and I just like the way it looks. So it's up to you though. You can do whatever you want to do. But yeah, so I'm just going to keep doing this until I get all of the little, spots around the product, and then I'm going to save it. And then I'm going to double check it a couple times though. I double check it, and basically how you double check it is you click back and forth between the erase button and the whitening button, and it'll show you which parts are whitened and which parts aren't. And then from there you can see what you need to change. Then before I move on to the next app, I'm just going to go on and crop the image really quick. Now I'm just going to save it once I get it the way I want it to be, and then I'm going to go over to Adobe Photoshop. And this app is completely free as well. If it's not free, you can use the retouch tool in Facetune. There's other tools as well. Like there's other apps that have retouch tools, but that's basically what I'm coming to this app for. So as you can see, like I said, I've taken the retouch or the band-aid tool, and I'm just going over that line in the very back of the picture that shows where one part, like where that reflective thing was sitting, because it's like creating a line in the picture. So that's what I want to be gone. So I'm just going to take that tool and keep doing it over and over again. And I'm going to do it until I don't really see a line. Now, you still might see a shadow, but that's okay because we're going to fix that. So one thing you want to do is take the blur tool right after that and just go over that area and blur out the shadow. It's okay that there's a shadow, but we don't want there to be any defined lines or parts to that shadow. Okay, we just want it all to be smooth because then it's easier to edit. So make sure the opacity on that is like all the way up because it'll make your job quicker and you won't have to do as many layers. But I'm just going over it until it looks as smooth as I can make it look. From there, I'm just going to go on and save this once I get it the way I want it to be. And then I'm going to go to Lightroom and open it up in there. Lightroom is also free. Now, something that I have done in my Lightroom, I have gone on and made presets, which there are so many tutorials on how to make presets for free in here. They are not hard. It is not complicated. So I would just look up some presets. I'll even link some videos in the description of presets that I like. Actually, I'll just give you a channel. There's a channel to this one specific guy. He makes amazing presets. And then there's one other girl that does some really good presets as well. So I'll leave those below. Now, obviously, I'm moving kind of fast, but the picture, I just put a preset on it that I had saved. And basically what it did was bring out the whites and add some more saturation to the actual product to make it look the way I wanted it to look. But you can just edit the hues of everything the way you want. All that Lightroom really does for me is just edit the actual colors of the product. We're not worried about the background for Lightroom, okay? Just worry about making the product look the way it's supposed to look. Then from there, I went over to VSCO, and when I was in there, all I did was realign the actual image, and I made the bottom actually like the perspective. I changed the perspective of the image because the bottom was looking small and then the top was looking bigger just because of the way my camera was positioned. So I just changed that and I adjusted the bottom of the image so that everything looked parallel from top to bottom. All of the lines were straight instead of curving inward, because I just want the perspective to look like straight on versus like at an angle. Then I brought it back to Lightroom, as you can see, and I just cropped it again because VSCO like put some kind of tag on the image. So I just brought it back to Lightroom, made a few more adjustments to the colors, and then cropped it. Now, for the last thing, we're going to bring it back to Facetune, okay? I know this is a lot of moving around, and I didn't know I was moving this fast, but obviously you see I've been moving with these fingers editing this picture because I do not want to take forever. But all I'm doing is bringing it back to Facetune, and I'm just going to sit here and whiten this image. Now, I'm literally going to sit here and do this a few times. This is the very last step. Now that we've gotten most of the colors on the image to look the way we want it to, now we're going to go in and just keep whitening the background until it looks completely white. Now this is going to get kind of boring, so I'm just going to fast forward, but as you see, I'm whitening it, and then I'm going to, after I do this one layer and everything is even, I'm going to save it and do it again, and then save it and do it again. And by saving, I mean I'm just hitting that check mark at the right bottom corner, and I'm just saving it, and then I'm doing it again. And just make sure you turn the brightness all the way up so that it's as white as it can possibly get, because if you don't do that, it's going to take you forever to do this, okay? Also too, I do want to note that I am not whitening the shadow anymore, or the reflection, okay? Once we've done the first time that I came in here into the app, when I first started this tutorial and I did the whitening tool, I did do it across the shadow, but now that we've done it once, we don't want to keep doing it, because what that's gonna do is just wash out the whole that whole reflection, and then it's gonna be gone. So we don't want that. So you're going to do the edges of the reflection just like we would do the bottle. So just whiten everything except for the bottle and the reflection, and you're just going to keep doing it over and over and over until we don't see any more gray areas or gray spots, okay? So now at this point, I'm pretty close to being done, but you see there's just still a few more areas. So I'm just going to keep going, and I think after this I should have maybe one more pass and then I'll be done.